Once upon a time, there was a young girl who lived in a small cottage on the edge of a whispering wood. Her name was Lila, and she was known throughout the land for her infectious laughter and her big, kind heart. She was also known for her love of the moon. Every night before bed, she would race to her bedroom window to wave at the glowing orb hanging in the velvet sky. "Hello, moon," she would call out. "Thank you for keeping me company." And every night, the moon would wink at her with one of its many craters, as if winking was a secret just between the two of them. Then one night, as Lila waved at the moon, she saw something amazing. The moon blinked back. It was a slow blink, like the moon was taking its time to say hello. Lila gasped and pressed her nose against the cold glass pane. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. Then the moon blinked again, and this time it seemed to be smiling. Lila giggled. If the moon was smiling, then it must have been her imagination. She was probably just tired and letting her mind wander. But as she watched, the moon blinked once more, and this time it spoke. Its voice was like the tinkling of 1,000 tiny bells. "Lila," it said softly, "do you want to visit me?" Before Lila could even answer, she felt herself enveloped in a warm, tingling sensation. It was like being wrapped in a blanket made of silver thread. When the feeling faded away, she looked down to see that she was floating above her bed, drifting slowly upwards. Lila was scared but also excited. She didn't know where she was going, but she trusted that the moon would take care of her. Higher and higher she went, past her roof, and into the velvet darkness of the night sky. The air around her shimmered with 1,000 points of light. Each twinkled like a diamond, but together they formed beautiful shapes and patterns that danced before her eyes. "Wow," Lila breathed. It was even more magical than she had imagined. She floated past fluffy white clouds that tasted like cotton candy and sailed through patches of shimmering stardust that made her feel like she was made of glitter. Finally, she reached her destination, the moon itself. It was even bigger and brighter up close, and all the craters Lila had known so well from afar were now friendly faces. The moon had eyes, too, pools of shimmering moonlight that sparkled with kindness and amusement. A wide smile stretched across its surface, crinkling the corners of its luminous eyes. "Welcome to my home, Lila," the moon said warmly. "I've been watching you from up here for a long time." Lila blushed, suddenly shy. "What? How?" she stammered. "How have you been watching me?" The moon chuckled, a sound like wind chimes dancing in the breeze. "Oh, I know everything about you, Lila," it said, its voice full of mirth. "Your laughter echoes up to me from the village. And I can hear the sweet songs you sing while you play with your friends. You have such a kind heart, Lila, and it shines brightly like a beacon in the night. That's why I wanted to invite you here. Your kindness is needed." Confused, Lila tilted her head. "Needed? What do you mean?" The moon grew serious, and its playful smile faded away. "My stars have lost their sparkle," it said quietly. "They used to shine brightly, but now they're dim and lifeless. Nothing changes. No matter how much I try to cheer them up, they just keep sighing and drooping lower in the sky. Soon they'll be too sad to shine at all." Lila felt a pang of sympathy for the stars. She loved looking up at them and imagining all the wonderful things they might be like. If they were sad, she wanted to help. "How can I help them?" she asked. The moon gazed at her with its pools of starlight. "You're kind, Lila, and the stars need kindness. You're full of joy, and the stars need joy. Will you help them remember those things?" Before Lila could reply, a shooting star streaked across the sky, leaving a trail of sparkling dust in its wake. Then another one, and another one until the sky was filled with shooting stars, each one fading away into the darkness. "Oh no," the moon cried, its voice filled with despair. "They're flying away. My stars are flying away." In a panic, Lila ran to the edge of the moon and waved. "Wait," she shouted. but the stars were too far away and they didn't seem to hear her. She felt tears pricking at her eyes. She knew she had to do something, but what? As she thought, she noticed something lying near her feet. It was a small, smooth stone that looked like a giant diamond. An idea sparked in her mind. She picked up the stone and began to skip it across the surface of the moon, making it bounce higher and higher. As she skipped, she sang a silly song about a happy little stone that loved to jump. She sang about all the fun things it would get to see and all the adventures it would have. The stone seemed to love the song because it bounced higher and higher with each note, and as it bounced, tiny motes of stardust flew off it, catching the light and scattering it across the darkness. Lila kept skipping the stone and singing until a small, shy voice interrupted her. Excuse me, it said. Are you having fun? Lila stopped and turned to see a tiny star peeking out from behind a larger, brighter one. I haven't had fun in ages, the small star whispered. I keep thinking about how sad I am and how gray everything is. I don't remember what it's like to feel joyful. Lila smiled. Well, you won't be sad for long, she promised. She picked up the stone again and started skipping it, making it bounce higher and higher. Then she sang another song, this one about a brave little star that wasn't afraid to shine. As the music filled the dark corners of the sky, more and more stars peeked out, drawn by the sound of Lila's laughter and the rhythm of the skipping stone. One by one, they joined in, singing and dancing until the sky was filled with music and light. The biggest, brightest star twinkled excitedly. Look at me! I'm shining again, it cried. And look at you, it added, turning to its neighbor. You're sparkling too. Its friend beamed back, its surface a canvas of bright, swirling colors. I feel so happy, it whispered. One by one, Lila visited the other stars, helping them remember what it was like to laugh and play and dream. By the time she finished, the sky was a wonderland of twinkling lights, each one brighter and happier than the last. The moon beamed at her, its craters crinkling with joy. You have a magic heart, Lila, it said. You brought my stars back to life. Thank you. Suddenly, Lila felt a tug in her chest. It was a familiar feeling, the same one that had lifted her up to the moon. She knew it was time to go home. With a final wave to the moon and the stars, she closed her eyes and let the silver light carry her away. When she woke up the next morning in her bed, she felt a little different somehow. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but something inside her seemed to be sparkling. Then she noticed that her room sparkled, too, just a little, like a million tiny diamonds had found their way inside. And when she looked out her window, the sky sparkled even more. Lila giggled. Maybe it was just the sunrise, or maybe, just maybe, a little bit of the moon and stars had fallen to earth and landed right in her room.